Preparation of bone marrow aspirate smears. For good slides, BMA slides should be prepared at bedside as the pathologist is doing the procedure. Requirements: BMA in a syringe obtained from a bone marrow procedure. For now, we don't have the BMA. We are not at the bedside, so we are using sample in the EDTA. We have frosted slides. We have our pencil for labeling. We have EDTA tube. Other tubes can be used, that is heparin for flow cytometry, cytogenetic studies, and culture bottles also can be used. Then we have our pipettes and the pipette tips. Then we have our petri dishes. So procedure. This is a bedside procedure. For demonstration purposes, we will use the EDTA sample and not the actual marrow. Place 1 drop of the sample on the slide. Working quickly to prevent clotting. Clotting will affect the quality of the results. You make the T-prep and the wedge prep. So I'm going to begin with our T-prep. So you access for spicules, that is the bone marrow aspirate. From there, you label the slides with 2 patients identifiers, that is gender 1, 2, 3, 4. The second patient identifier depends on the number that the facility is using. It can be the patient number, the accession number. The aspirate can also be dispensed in an EDTA tube and the sample be made within 1 hour. Dispense the part of the marrow aspirate in a petri dish. So I'm going to use a petri dish. So you'll tilt like this to make sure the materials are visible. Using a pipette, I'll pick the sample considering the parts with materials, that is the spicules. You make the touch preps to avoid clotting. Avoid placing high volumes of sample, as this will make the marrow smears thick, hence hinder proper examination. So this is an example of a high volume marrow sample. As you can see, it has covered the whole slide. Upon air drying, that is after making your touch preps, fix the sample with methanol. After fixation, they are air dried, and if the samples are to be referred to us, kindly send 4 fixed slides and 4 air dried and fixed smears. Examples of well-made bone marrow aspirate smears. We have well-made stained bone marrows. These are examples. As you can see, the spicules are concentrated at the center. That gives it easy work during examination. So this is a well-stained bone marrow aspirate smear. So another example of a wedge prep stained bone marrow aspirate smear is this one. The spicules are concentrated towards the tail. So example of a fixed bone marrow aspirate smears. So this is an example of a well fixed and stained bone marrow aspirate smear. As you can see, the spicules, the bone marrow materials, are concentrated at the center. So we will go to a fixed wedge prep bone marrow and stained. As you can see, the spicules are towards the tail, at the tail. So for a poorly spread bone marrow aspirate, so we have the fixed, poorly stained bone marrow aspirate. So this is a thick bone marrow. As you can see, the spicules are not well distributed at the center. This will make it difficult during examination. So another example of a well-made bone marrow aspirate, fixed but with no spicules, no material. It is very clear. So this bone marrow aspirate doesn't have the spicules.